Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Extinct Breaks Originals. And for this very special episode, we'll be featuring this special series of Jurassic World Rebirth Customs. This is the two-headed raptor from Jurassic World Rebirth. So here's how I actually kit batch this particular raptor, two-headed raptor one. So it's a static figure, but actually the arms and the legs move. The head also moved, but mostly just the articulation on the neck. The tail is static, but it does offer some rigidity, so it can actually stand and connect to a stud or a connector piece of a Lego. So yeah, so moving on. Alright, so we make equal parts of epoxy non-sag by Pioneer, equal parts A and B, and we're going to use this as our clay material for our figure here. So slowly we're going to just fill in some of the gaps here. We don't want to overload it with clay because we don't want it to be too fat, or also we don't want it to be too skinny. So just the right amount of clay for us to have that specific shape to it should be enough, like so. Then we're going to do the same on the rest of the parts of the Velociraptor. Such as this part here on the back. We're just going to blend everything together. It's as if it's one seamless figure. Once the clay is actually dried and also cured, it's now time for us to do some wet sanding. Wet sanding actually allows the seams to be somehow invincible or invisible, because in figures such as this you don't want certain seams of the sculpt to be appearing. You want it to be really smooth, and you don't want any lumps also appearing on your figure. But while you're sculpting, as much as possible you can clear out some lumps by going through it back and forth with your fingers, like so. And at the edges of the sculpt, you just have to press tight so that there's not a lot of clay present. And here is the Velociraptor after we have completed the sculpting. You can see that I added in one of the toes that was missing. Probably one of my dogs bit it off. Yeah, so we're just going to quickly sand this off just to make sure that there are no lumps and all, and then we're going to paint it. And so we have our Raptor here already primered in gray. I actually use spray paint that is Bosnia number 68, and it pretty much will create a layer that would be paintable for acrylics. Now I have here of course a few materials. We have different sizes of brushes over here, some acrylics, water, and a hair dryer. So that would be all the stuff that we would be needing to complete this particular figure. Also, we'll be using this permanent marker just to create the smaller, finer details on the figure. And so we begin. So we start by coating the entire figure with this white acrylic base color. And the reason why we're doing this is because the gray colors are actually harder to paint. If your colors would be mainly red, yellows, oranges, and that is actually the color of the Raptor that we will be doing on this, because in the trailer of Jurassic World Rebirth, the Raptor there seems to be like a very similar coloration to the Raptors of the Lost World or Jurassic Part 2, which is those that are in Isla Sorna. So we'll see. After this I guess layer, we'll be doing another one probably, and then we'll go and move on to the other base colors that we will be applying on the figure. And here are the winners for Guess's PC contest. Here are our lucky picks. Here we are: Kong Kong, Virtual Prax, Anna Schwartz, and Jurassic Tax. Congratulations everyone, and our 4 top 10 winners.
Top 10.
Bat Bat,
Top 9.
Cretaceous Bricks,
Top 8.
Paleo Brick,
Top 7.
Swollen Headed Dragon,
Top 6.
Spinosaurus JAT,
Top 5.
Barry Edison,
Top 4.
The Snoring Allosaurus,
Top 3.
Concrete Man 02,
Top 2.
Harisu A,
And Top
and
1.
Colton Todd. Congratulations everyone, and for those of you who'd like to join, here's how. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. And the homepage, just click on post to see all our links. Now for the secondary colors, we actually added this yellow ochre color on the current white mixture that we have, and we're just going to paint it over the areas where there would be some gradient coming from, coming from the white areas as well. So I would give it that illusion that it would have some gradient over the white colors, and then there would be some oranges coming on the topmost portions later on. But for now, let's just paint on the orange colors on our figure. So this next color would be just the same ones that we had on earlier with the yellows, but this time we added just a little tinge of orange just to give it that warm tone to it. And we're just going to apply that on the topmost portions of the figure, such as that of the back, the front of the legs, some parts of the arms, and of course the head areas as well. Alright, so with that, we actually added here some burnt umber into the current mix that we have of colors, and then we're just going to paint it on the topmost portions of the figure. Now I'm being careful not to overlay this on most of the parts, because it would actually somehow lose the gradient feels that we're actually trying to achieve. So just being careful not to overlay on it so much. And so we have our Velociraptor here, and we just need to put in some details, such as stripes on the back. On the figure, doesn't necessarily need to be uniform and symmetrical as that of the other side, since we technically have two heads. And having symmetrical stripes on each of the head and also on the body is quite the contrary that has to be the case, such as that of other Lego figures. But I'm trying as much as possible to carry over the stripe from this side going towards the other. Now, as you can see, I'm actually using a watered down paint of raw umber on the figure because I don't want to go overboard and put really large and very noticeable stripes on the figure, because we're going to be as much as possible really close to that of the Jurassic World Velociraptor tiger stripes, and some of those stripes are actually not very visible to the figure. So this is a really dark brown on our nails. So I tried to, as much as possible, be as generous when it comes to the painting, but it seems that this one is a bit too dark for me. But anyways, later on, once it's dry, we're going to make some adjustments and probably do a little bit more lighter on the dark brown. But anyway, so we're going to paint on the claws of our figure and also the ends of this fingers, so that it would appear that these are actually claws, like so. And we're going to put the eyes on the figure, and I guess that's it for our tutorial. In the closer look, we'll be also setting this one up as similar to how it was seen in the movie. So please check out the closer look on this one. You're going to like it because we're going to do a little bit of brick build from our end, which I rarely do in my channel. But yeah, so please check out the Jurassic World Rebirth two-headed Velociraptor in my YouTube channel, and I'll see you there, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as we always would say, let your inner dino brick roar. Thanks everyone.